Good morning, Americans and humans. This is your favorite alien here on the morning of Monday, April 4th, 2022. Sitting in for Paul Harvey this morning. Stand by for a special commentary. Well, Mr. Harvey, I'll have to do this commentary for you since you have passed away, and the world has changed a lot since you passed away in 2009. So here it goes. Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien sitting in for Paul Harvey this morning, April 4th, 2022. And CNN, especially Fox News, is not reporting it too much as CNN is, which I got to give credit to CNN, even though they don't know what they're doing. But they are reporting something of consequence today. Since this war started here, your favorite alien here has been warning you of the consequences of this war that's going to be World War III. And nobody has listened to the favorite alien. I told you that Vladimir Putin is fighting war the way every civilization outside of this stupid planet fights it. You don't fight war for political reasons. You don't fight war for personal reasons. You don't fight war for territory. You fight war to annihilate the inhabitants of whatever territory you're going into, and the other guys are fighting to survive and throw you out of their territory, if they can. Somewhere along the line between Ivan the Terrible and today, the territory of Ukraine, which was never independent, and you got to understand this, going back to the Roman times and even further to the Celtic times before the Romans, Ukraine was never an independent tribe or independent nation. It was so subjugated by different Celtics and Slavic people. And in Ivan the Terrible's time, the Polish and the Lithuanians took turns and then combined to control Poland. The Russians controlled the east part, the Donbass area. That's always been under Russian control. And in the time of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, it was called the East Bank of the Ukraine. And they controlled the West Bank of the Ukraine, okay? Till 1795, when the Prussians and the Russians decided, hey, we've had enough of these stupid Slavs, and we'll annex Poland and Lithuania and take over Ukraine in 1795. So the Prussians got part of it, the Russians got part of it, Prussians got part of Poland, the Russians got the Lithuania. Woo-hoo, Lithuanians, you hear me? Yoo-hoo! Yeah. And the Ukrainians, well, they went under Russia. From 1795, a little brief respite in 1917 to 1921 when there was the red and the white Russians fighting each other. Yeah. Well, 1922, via Island and created the Soviet Union, yoo-hoo, with Ukraine SSR. And in 1954, a year after Joseph Stalin kicked the bucket, a certain Ukrainian guy named Nikita Khrushchev, and you Ukrainians have to acknowledge this, okay? Speaking to President Zelensky, yo-ho, you have a hand in your own problems here, President Zelensky. Do you hear me? Because what Nikita Khrushchev did was disastrous. he made the Supreme Soviet rubber stamp the trade of the Crimea Peninsula to Ukraine SSR from Russian Federation SSR. And there was a certain little small kid around. And a lot of Russians got irked. Because 70 years before that, in 1853 to 56, the Russians fought dearly for that thing. They fought both the Ottoman Turks and the French and the British on the Battle of Crimea. And you Americans who went to school, you also know about the Charge of the Light Brigade. Yo-ho! So don't give me an idea that you don't understand Ukraine, Americans. You most certainly do. Okay? So that part is that part. Now, when the Soviet Union got dissolved in 1991, there was a legitimate grief here by the Russians on two parts. Number one, they always controlled the eastern part of the Ukraine, known as Donbas region today, and Nikita Khrushchev, a Ukrainian, tried to stick it to them in 1954 by taking away their Crimea. Yeah. But the United States and the UN, which are paper tigers and a joke on both countries, didn't take that into account in 1991. When Ukraine became so-called independent Ukraine, and from 1991 to 2014, Ukraine was a disaster. It was invoked in corruption and all kinds of stuff there. Ukrainians have to admit that. You guys didn't do a good job on your nation state or nationhood until 1914, when Vladimir Putin says, okay, bygones are not bygones, and I want my stuff. The Donbas region and the Crimea. You can't put him as a bad guy here. He has a legitimate right. Although he did it the wrong way, it's still legitimate. And Mr. Zelensky, if I were you, I would cede those areas of Ukraine because they're not yours. Okay? They never were. And you're getting people killed for areas that you don't know. But make your nation of Ukraine a United Nations nation. Human nation. That way neither states, neither the Americans and their cohorts, the Russians and the Chinese and their cohorts can invade you and put their way of life on you. You understand what I mean? Therefore, that is why war is being fought in Ukraine as war is. And you Americans and Europeans who tried to make war clean have to understand that war is never going to be clean. There's no such thing as a Geneva Convention and war rules and prisoners of war and non-combatants. And if you take a person that's got hurt, you're not going to get shot. Really? Russia is fighting the war like it is. If you like it or not, tough luck. This is what's going to happen to you when other people invade you, Americans. They fought war the same way. I'm going to annihilate you, and you better fight to survive because you won't if you don't. Sitting in for Paul Harvey. This is your favorite alien. How much more of this do I have to explain? Good day.